Hello, hello, hello. We're talking cards, crystals, coffee, and maybe a candle or two, but mainly crystals and cards. This is a VR to Cosmic Witch, a new channel that I'm really, really enjoying. Say no more, don't say any more. Let's roll the credits, let's get into it. Hello, welcome back to the space. My name is Angel if we haven't met before, and if we have, howdy howdy, I hope you are well. So it's Sunday here and it's cosy, it's a cosy, dare I say it, it feels autumn day, it's beautiful, it's very blustery so you might be able to hear my chiming away in the background, so I apologise for that. Anyway, yes, this is going to be a short video inspired by Katie the Cosmic Witch. Can you hear that? That's not going to gel, is it, through the video? Wait, please hold. It just got super spicy and super blustery, exactly as I started the video. Typical. Okay, so where were we? This is a video inspired by Katie at Cosmic Witch. I saw a really cozy video from them. Was it Friday? Doesn't matter. About crystals and cards, pairing crystals and cards, and using the crystal if you are unable to take the tarot deck with you, for instance, and absorbing the energy of the crystal instead of the cards. Does that make sense? I hope so. So imbuing the cards with the energy of the crystal and vice versa. This is obviously quite a big crystal. Katie was talking about crystals that you can carry with you, like tumblestones. Which I do tend to do. I have done that previously, and yes, I have forgotten that I've had tumblestones in my bra and and broken them because I've taken that off and it's fallen to the ground, and you know how that goes. So yes, brave the journey, let's do it. So yes, my plan is today is to show you a bit of a glimpse into my practice, the decks I'm using at the minute. I've got 2 tarot decks and 4 oracle decks. Is that a strange number of decks to show? I don't think so. I think I want to be quite real and authentic, and this is real and authentic. I'm loving this deck. This is the Dream Song Oracle. Should we start with this one, or should we start with a main event, as I call it, a tarot deck? No, this one's in my hand. Let's do this. Second hand, pre-loved find. Very happy to have found it. So enjoying it in my practice. It's gilded in gold. Mass market deck, I didn't say that. I really enjoy this deck. Really enjoy it. I really enjoy the guidebook descriptions as well. Should I give you a bit of should I give you a bit of an insight into the guidebook? It's not particularly long, not what we're supposed to be talking about, but let's do it anyway. Let's do this. La-di-da-di-da. Oh, cool. The subconscious. This is a stalker card for me. Okay, let's grab the guidebook. I just forgot to mention. Did you grab yourself a beverage? Put me on in the background, do some mundane things if you want to, let me keep you company. So here we go, we've got the image and we've got the actual message. So we've got, call it the subconscious. Your subconscious holds great wisdom and power. Those channels of the psyche deserve your exploration. Seek out your own depths, where spirit companions live, and the mighty magic can take you upon its back for a ride. Plunge. The subconscious holds secrets our thoughts alone can never reach. Let go of the solid world of beliefs and enter the watery depths of the psyche. Seek out your beliefs, fears, hopes and possibilities. Go find out what's beneath them. Don't stop there. Uncover again. Your life is run by 10% conscious programming and 90% unconscious programming. Go find what lives in the unconscious and swim with it. Make it your friend. Let it carry you on a magical ride of strength and empowerment. Yummy, scrummy. Love it. Love that message. All this work I'm doing, this inner mausoleum work, inner mausoleum landscape work, dark passenger, inner child work. Oh, it what's the word? Taps the nail on the head, or whatever that saying is. Sip of coffee. Cheers to a lovely, cosy Sunday. Okay, so the premise of the video is we're going to be choosing crystals to go with this deck. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go after colours or possibly just the feeling of the deck. Now, this deck feels quite mystical to me. It feels quite a little bit strange, a little bit bizarre. It's in a bit of a strange, I don't want to say liminal space, but it's in a bit of a strange realm. And so I'm thinking the crystal that I'm thinking of to pair with this deck is, any guesses? Any guesses? I can't hear anything. Okay, well, let me tell you which crystal I chose. So I chose labradorite because, you know, it kind of gives you this flash, this flash of mystery into a different realm. This feels very mystical to me, and that's what the deck feels like. Can you see this flash? Can you see this flash? Shall I bring it a bit closer? That didn't help. Come on now, look at that. I'm hoping that you can see that on the screen. And this is the crystal that kind of speaks to me of this deck. You know, you get this little bit of a flash, this little bit of a glimpse into other realms. I love this. There's also a stalker card recently, and even this one actually, to be honest. I've never got this one actually. I've never seen that one, or have I? And I just can't remember it. Anywho, that was the first crystal. That was the first deck. This is a deck that I'm totally enjoying this month, along with this one. So this is the Woman Tarot. It's edged in gold from the box. This is a mass market French deck. So enjoy this deck. I'm going to say that about all the decks because, you know, they're in my collection and I really enjoy them. The decks I'm bringing out now, I'm pairing at the moment. They're in like a family of decks. I've been using this for Dawn Michelle's practice, and I don't know. I used this. I looked back in my journal and I used this back in September last year, and then I feel I used it in December, January as well, and now it's coming out again. So clearly this is, you know, a favourite in my collection. I really like the colour palette. It speaks to me this time of year. You know, we're going towards these autumn tones, or I definitely am where I am. The leaves are starting to fall for trees. Yeah, so I'm kind of getting this deck is quite warm. It's supportive. I would say it's gentle, but not like, it's not a hug deck, but it gives its messages quite gently to me in my experience. So I'm looking for a crystal that's warm with autumn tones, that's quite gentle. Oh, I think I've got an idea. Ooh, wait, I'll be right back. Okay, I took a round trip. I went and refilled my coffee cup and also found me a crystal. I'm thinking of the Golden Healer. You know, I've got a couple of these beautiful babies, and I tend to sleep with them under my pillow as well. I have like a little bag of crystals that I sleep with, which I do tend to change out. I'm currently sleeping with blue kyanite. Oh, I can't remember what the other one's called. I'll put it on the screen for you. Anyway, yeah, so this is Golden Healer, and I use this quite often. I have this in like my, I have this in a working within my poppet work right at the minute. I even have this, I use this with my womb healing poppet that I use. But I just feel that the colours of this kind of match the deck. Does it not? Wait, am I going the wrong way now? I don't think so. And now I'm totally confused which way I started and which way I'm going. Oh dear. Oh, so, well, at least it's a normal video for you, so you know who you're watching, because it's all a bit, you know, haywire. But look, I mean, that matches perfectly, does it not? And I like this. This is where I am. It's called a cuddle stone. I don't know if that's you know, it's a technical term, but that's what it's called where I am. And these are, as well as tumble stones, I think cuddle stones are perfect also for putting in the bra, because they're quite, you know, obviously they're rounded, they're gentle, you know. So yeah, I'm most impressed. I think that works perfectly. And you know, it's got a bit of an autumn vibe going on with the tones and the colours. Yeah, I love this card. I love this deck. I love it. And I don't want to say I didn't expect it to be so good as it is, because I don't buy a deck thinking, oh, this is going to be rubbish, it's going to be, you know, completely naff. I don't, you know, purchase a deck, you know, with that mindset. But I think it just really surprised me, and I think the proof's in the pudding as well, because I've gotten it out three times within, I would say, like you know, a year, September to September. The proof's in the pudding, you know, it says how good it is. So yes, there we are. What should we stop on? Let's stop on Judgment, because that's quite a gorgeous card, although it doesn't match the stone, but hey ho. Okay, let's move on to an oracle that I'm using with this pairing. It's a new deck to me actually, so you won't have seen it on my channel. Let's get into it. So the next deck out is the Endless Oracle. This is an indie deck. Let me just show you the guidebook so you can see the name in case you you don't catch my drift. This is a second-hand deck, a pre-loved deck that I found. I've been very lucky this month to get my hands on quite a few second-hand pre-loved indie decks. I'm going to go into that in my September favourites, so keep your eyes out for that. I feel I saw this deck on Kickstarter when it was, I'm sure it was a Kickstarter. If I'm incorrect, I'll put it on the screen. But it didn't really intrigue me because of the one colour. It feels quite cool in its colour tones. You've got this blue going on. It feels like it's happening at night. But when I saw it, again, I'm clearly in a different space. Love. I'm clearly in a different space within my practice, and this is clearly, resonating for me now more than it did then. The ones who came before, I love this. The Cottage in the Woods. Oh, now as mentioned, I've been pairing it. All the decks I'm showing you are a family of decks I'm pairing and using together. So I'm going to say they are chef's kiss. Their messages, they really sync with each other, and they speak to each other really, really nicely. However, I'm wondering if this deck might pair nicely with like something like the Citadel Oracle, with the different archetypes, I'm going to say. And I think it would be a really good deck to kind of maybe use for like maybe what's the word, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, holy moly, my brain's gone a complete blank. I'm thinking of when I create, stories around cards just for my own personal entertainment, and just to kind of unlock what's in my mind so that I can bring it forward easier than trying to admit things to myself that the card is bringing up. What's it called? It's not called intuitive writing. I'm going to put them on the screen because I can't think. And if you can hear my boy, he's calling to his people, and he's playing with my kitty girl who doesn't want to play because he's too rough, because he's quite a big cumbersome boy. Apologies. Yeah, so I think this would be a really great deck for that as well, for using maybe with the Citadel Oracle and like creating stories around the card pools. I personally find that really helpful to me, as mentioned, because it helps me admit things that I possibly wouldn't admit otherwise. I hope that makes sense. I've done that kind of story writing with the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, and it's like really, really, really. Sorry, just bear with me just 1 second. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Yeah, so creating the stories really helps me to process what I don't really want to admit to myself. Now he's at it again. Apologies. I've been really, really enjoying this one. I'm going to say that I don't pull like several cards at a time. I tend to pull one card because the guidebook, may I just be so cheeky to show you the guidebook? I know we're supposed to be talking about crystals. I'm going to, I promise. But the guidebook, there's a lot going on in the guidebook, and the guidebook is really, really good. So I'm really glad that I was able to get this second hand. And when I saw it second hand initially, or when I first saw it, because I was purchasing a couple of decks from the same seller, I was thinking, I don't know, oh, I don't know, it's suddenly going to be quite expensive. I think I bought 3 decks from them. And then I did some more research on it, and I was like, but it really feels like it's going to really, really help me right now. So I was kind of in on popping this away for Christmas, but it didn't get that far because I wanted it in my practice, and I felt, it was going to be helpful in my practice right this second. Right now, this moment in time. Okay, so that was the deck, that was the guidebook. We're supposed to be talking about crystals. Which crystal would I pair with this deck? Or which crystal kind of reminds me of this deck? Oh, you might be surprised. So I chose Preseli Blue, I think it's called. Can you see that? I hope so. These are 2 tumble stones. This one's got a little notch in it. Looks like a little mouth. Can you see that? Am I even in shot? Are we even focusing? Hopefully we are. And it's called Preseli Blue, but to me this is more of a green stone actually. Although I do have several. This stone I associate with my ancestors actually, and I have a lot of this stone on their altar. This is the stone that Stonehenge is made out of. And the reason I chose Preseli Blue, I think, isn't just because of this is very blue, but also because I think I associate it because Preseli Blue is the stone that built Stonehenge. I feel there's quite a lot of structure or you know, you've got there's lots of stone structures in this deck, and I think that's why I felt called to it. So for instance, we've got the mountain, we've got the archway, we've got the rift. So I think that's where the association has come from, I think, although saying that there's quite a lot of other things in this as well. But you know, that you've got there's a lot of mountains going on here. We've got a lot of structures going on, I feel. We've got the cave. Oh, it's just such a good it's such a well-rounded oracle. I'm so glad that I finally you know, decided myself to purchase it and not, you know, what's the word, swipe left, or do you swipe right? I don't know, I don't do Tinder, but you know what I'm saying. I'm so glad that I made the decision to actually purchase it and not just let it go. Oh yeah, anyway, so enough chatter about that. Priscilla Blue, that is my choice for this deck. Look, we've got 1, 2, 3 more decks. We need to be a bit faster because it's supposed to be a very short video, and I'm clearly not matching or meeting the criteria. So let's get this done. So another deck I'm really enjoying this month with the same selection of decks is the Divine Nature Oracle. Love this deck. This is also one that tends to come out in the autumn season, which I'm sure is about the colours. Love these backs. They are splendocious. Is that a word? I don't know. And here are some of the cards. This is another deck with a guidebook that's written by Angie Sullins, the same as the Dream Song Oracle. And yeah, I just really enjoy it. And I have used this one in September, as mentioned previously, or the autumn season. And previously I've used this with the Divine Muses Oracle, I think. But this time I pulled it into this combination of decks, and it's been working so well. Really enjoy it. And I love the keywords are fantastic. Do tend to go to the guidebook, but I do feel in any way that intuitively these images just really work for me. I don't tend to need to go to the guidebook. Anyway, so what stone or what crystal really speaks to me of this deck? There's obviously some blue tones, there's some, like, you know, autumn, there's an autumn palette going through the deck, I feel. I think this is beautiful. Oh look, here we go. This might give you a bit of an idea, a bit of a hint. I've already had a thought. Let's do this. So I'm going to go with Dragon Egg. It's called something else. It's something beginning with S. Sepetaurine. Oh, I'll put the name. I'll put the word on the screen. But I've got this piece, which I think is lovely, which is perfect, you know, to pop in the bra. And you know, look at this. I mean, does this not speak of these colours? Yes, it does. Look at this. Oh my goodness me, yes, most definitely. I do have a bigger piece of this, which is this piece, but you know, I wouldn't want to be stopping this, you know, sticking this down my bra. I mean, you know, this is quite heavy, and you know, I think people might notice this shape protruding from you know, outwards from my body. So this is not a good look. This works really well, and I think it, you know, as mentioned, it really works with the colour palette. This stone is a really grounding stone, I feel. You know, it really grounds me in the moment. Look at this. This is gorgeous. And this, we're stopping on this one. Garden the Heart. This is a message that I got recently from this deck. So we're going to stop there. I think this one works perfectly. We've got 2 more decks, and I'm going to try and go maybe a smidge faster. Why not? I'm going to have a sip of coffee, and I'm going to grab the next deck. Let's get into this. So the next deck that I'm currently enjoying with this selection of decks is the Mabon Season of the Witch Oracle. Love this colour. This speaks to me of the autumn. I'm so ready for autumn. I know we're not at the autumn equinox yet, or the autumn season, but I just love it. I love it. We're almost there, right? And this Mabon Oracle, the Mabon Oracle, the Imbolc, and the Samhain are my most used. I love this. Are my most used Season of the Witch decks. I do have all of them. I do also really enjoy. What's the other one that's? I can't remember what it's called. I'll put it on the screen if I remember. But these 3 are my, like, you know, my most used. Especially this one. I think this is fantastic. I do tend to use the Season of the Witch Samhain deck all the year round. For, you know, for like my inner mausoleum work and things like that. So that doesn't tend to go back in its box. That sits in its own bag with Magic of You Oracle, and even with the Dark Mirror Oracle. So they share a bag. That's not relevant. Why am I talking about that? I don't know. But which stone did I choose for this one? Now I've already pre-decided on this one. This, you know, this is very witchy to me. This speaks of, you know, you've got, you know, these witches going inward for the autumn season, and you know, creating some workings and some spell work. This is perfect. This is perfect. We're going to stop here. This was not planned, but I'm going to stop there anyway. It's this one, and I'm going to say to you now that I've totally forgotten what this is called. It begins with C. I want to say like something like Charosite. I can't think what it's called. I'm going to put the name on the screen for you. I use these. Let me just show you this one. I have 4 because I use these for when I'm doing spell work or workings, and I use these for the 4 points of my circle, and I just really like it. This, you know, can you see this? I'm hoping you can. Can you see this cross detail? I really hope you can see it. It's like a black cross there. Can you see that? I'm thinking you possibly can't, and I do apologise, but there's like a black cross, which kind of appears on the majority of the stones in some form or another. Anyway, so these are the stones anyway that I use in my circle to, you know, so that I can focus on the points, the elemental points, as it were, when I'm doing any spell working. So that was a perfect card to show you, actually, to be quite frank. Yeah, really enjoying this one. I think it's gonna, you know, I think it's going to be in the rotation for October as well, to be honest, and maybe moving through into November. The Yule Oracle Season of the Witch is my least used. I was trying to think how to formulate that sentence. I was going to say my most unused, but that doesn't make any sense, does it? My least used sounds a little bit better. I'm going to stop there because that's a fantastic card. So I need to kind of maybe get into that one a bit more. But this one, oh, I love it. I love it so much. And this stone, whatever this was called, which I can't think because I've got a terrible memory, but I know it begins with C, is the stone I chose for this deck. I've got one more deck. Does that make sense? I have. We're going out on a bang, or not a bang, but we're going out on. We've got one tarot left. So let's get into the last tarot deck. Let's do it. So I was trying to get all the decks in the shop, but it's it's made it a bit difficult, I've got to say. Okay, this is the, oh, Gordon Bennett, what's this called? Wanderer's Tarot? Is that what it's called? I think it's called the Wanderer's Tarot. If I said that incorrectly, I'll put the name on the screen. This is a mass market deck. This was my most used deck of 2024. And did I say it's mass market? I think I did. Edged in silver. And it was sitting on my desk the whole year, and I used it all the year through, and then 2025 came and I just stopped using it, and it's kind of been relegated to a different shelf, so I don't have it sitting on my desk anymore, don't see it, don't pull cards. But this last month I've decided to get it back out again, because this deck, which I've mentioned before previously, excuse me, oh, holy moly, this deck helps me focus, it helps me channel my energy. So I can be very squirrely. No, really? We never noticed that, Angel. But yeah, I can be really squirrely, and I can, you know, I want to do all the things, I want to do all the projects, and I want to, you know, get into all the things in my practice. And quite often I just get this overwhelm, like I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do. And this deck, I really noticed in 2024, really helped me channel my energy as to where my focus should lay or should be, and then I kind of stopped using it in 2025, so I don't really know why. And then I just had this, you know, this thought that, you know, this really helped me last year in 2024 with this squirreliness, so it's just time to get it back out again. And you know, does it match my aesthetic? Well, I suppose it does, really, because I'm into these darker decks, but generally I do really like colour, and, you know, yeah, which has kind of taken a back seat. I'm talking to myself, I'm rambling, I know. So yes, you know, scrap that last comment. Yes, it does match my aesthetics, and it just is a really clear reader for me. I don't go to the guidebook so much. I do have the extra guidebook. Read this one quite intuitively then, I suppose, really. Yeah, I do. There's some renamings going on. Well, not renamings, because there are names on the There aren't no names on the cards, but this is the cups. These are the stones. We've got the knives. What we're missing, oh, the feathers are the wands. So yeah, so that was enough about that. So this is back out. I've been pulling this also as a daily draw, just to kind of, you know, judge the energy of the day. Oh, this was a stalk. Oh, this one and this one was a stalker yesterday. This is the wands card. Or the wands suit, should I say? So which crystal speaks to me, or should I be pairing with this deck? Well, it's funny you should ask. Let's get into it. So think about how I just explained this deck. This deck kind of gives me a way out, a way to channel and focus my energy. It funnels my energy to a specific place in my practice that I need to, you know, lay my attention to. Can I say? That was a terribly formulated sentence. So I chose this one, actually. I chose this one, which is Silver Obsidian. And the reason I chose this one is because this totally reminds me of a portal. I'm going to see if I can bring this closer and try and get it a good shot for you. And so this kind of, I do feel like this is like a portal or like a doorway, this stone, specifically this stone, which kind of is what this deck feels like. It gives me this portal or this doorway out of the screwiness. Oh, what should I do? What should I be doing? Oh, where should I be focusing my energy? And it kind of like, you know, it's like, here's the door for you. This is what you should be doing. And so this is why I chose this one, Silver Obsidian. Now, there's a bit of a backstory behind this specific stone, because I did initially have another one of these. This is my second purchase of this stone. Katie mentioned in her video that if you do decide to have crystals in your bra, to be careful when you shower, because they can obviously fall out and they can, you know, hit the floor and, you know, break. And that's actually exactly what happened to me with my first Silver Obsidian. I had such a connection with this stone, and I was carrying it everywhere with me. And I was at work, and I was just about to get ready to teach swim school, because I'm a lifeguard and a swim teacher. And I went into the shower to shower before I took the lesson, and forgot I had this in my bra, and it fell out onto the hard floor and broke. I was devastated. Because I loved this stone so much, and I'd been really forging a connection with this stone. This was when I was working with my inner heroine, and the portal that I was going to move on to the next stage of my journey. Yeah, it's all a whole story. So I actually went and purchased a second one, and this one now lays in that bag I mentioned, which is under my pillow, to keep it together. I don't want to glue it. I don't want to glue it. But so yeah, so it still has its total purpose, and I still love it. But now it lays under my pillow at night. So yes, goodness me, that was a chatty video. We got there in the end. Love this. Can you see the portal? Can you? Love it. Yeah, thank you so much to Katie for inspiring this video. This was so much fun, and you know, I really actually enjoyed just bringing forward the decks I'm literally currently working with. I had to clear these off my desk to be able to film this video, so you know, that's how current these decks are. Because I actually had a reading on my desk before I started filming. I'm totally babbling. Am I allowed to tag 2 people? I would really like to, because Katie is a new creator, or they've got a new channel, and I think I would like to say that I don't know if this was supposed to be a tag, but I think it would make a really great tag. And I'm going to tag 2 people which I know really enjoy crystals. There's no pressure if you don't want to do the tag or don't want to do a VR to this. It's all good, but I just would, you know, I think it would be nice to help a new channel along and give them some support. I'm going to link Katie's video, of course, in the description box. The 2 people that I'm tagging, well, the 2 channels, I'm really sorry, Mand. You know, you jumped into my mind straight away because I know how much you love your crystals. So Mand at Mystic Mand, if you would like to do a VR to this, I'm just going to, you know, tag you, but don't feel any pressure. You do you, it's all good. And Coyote Tarot, I love their channel. I know how much they also really love their crystals. So I'm tagging Coyote Tarot and Mand at Mystic Mand. Can you hear my boy? I've got to go and speak to him. We need a discussion. Yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope you have a lovely day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Take care Really take care, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Toodaloo.